Okay, 10 minutes to go. I want to do a quick video here, another 10-minute video, just looking at how some of the moves that we've been talking about recently in the Joseki series play out. So let's set up an opening of a game. Let's keep it really simple. Black, white, 4, 4, 4, 4, parallel Joseki. We're all really familiar with this. And black does an approach. Now, when black does an approach, we've talked before about the A move, the pincer move, and black dives into the corner. White blocks, black comes up. Okay, this is all normal stuff, and the normal move for white is to extend one more time. Black to honey, white to honey, black to connect to fix the defect in the shape, and white to connect to fix the defect in the shape, and black to jump, and white gets a sente. And white could sit on top of this stone like that, or white could leave that to later and do something like an approach. There are lots of options for white. Okay, so that's the normal Joseki. What you will find, and you will encounter this very, very often, is that your opponent makes an error. And the error is that after these two stones have been played, after these two triangled stones have been played by black, white honeys on the head of two stones. Now, this is a very possible move. It's a playable move if this black stone is not in place, this one here. If this one is not there, let's take that one out, then the honey on the head is entirely possible. But when that black stone is in play, the honey is a mistake. It's a mistake by your opponent. It's a very common mistake. We see it a lot in double-digit Q games, all the way up to below 5Q. And it's a mistake that can be punished. So if black fails to punish, black simply honeys under, white extends, black extends. Notice how black is pushing from behind, white extends, black, white, black, white. This is a bad outcome for black because black's corner is very small. It's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 points, and white is very strong on the outside. So what should we do when we talk about punishing our opponent's mistakes? At this point, and this is the vital move, what black should do is descend. Now, with the descent, what black is threatening to do is move out to the left at Q18 and connect to the black stone on O17. It's threatening to make a connection between these two stones. And this is very bad for white because it means that black not only gets the corner but also gets out behind white's wall and gets outside. And generally when we're making exchanges in Go, it's kind of this for that. So the exchange that says, okay, you can have some solid points in the corner but I get influence on the outside is something that both players recognize and feel comfortable with, and they're happy with that exchange. It's a knowing exchange. So what black is threatening here is to actually break the terms of the deal, if you like, and say, well, I have the corner and the outside, which white would consider unreasonable. Now, if this happens in the game, the only move for white is this move, to connect here, and then black comes out, white sits on top, black comes, black harneys, and white can extend. So now this is very good for black. Black has a big corner. It's about a 15-point corner now, maybe more, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, almost a 20-point corner. And white's got influence, yes, but the influence has some defects and some cutting points. But that's white's only answer. So let's come back here. So if at this point, black does the descent and white decides to block, then white is in real trouble, and it's such an important sequence of stones. Black cuts, and in black's cuts, black is threatening to attack and kill these stones, but they're already in serious jeopardy. If white ataris here, black comes out, and if white blocks here, black turns. And now again you can see that this is good for black because black gets not only the corner points but also the outside and has got kind of perfect access outside here. And yes, of course, white gets this stone, but black gets a huge advantage in this. But if white makes a terrible error here, because at this point this is white's only option, only real option is to connect here and for black to do this. But if white makes the error of thinking that it can force these stones out and capture the 2 black stones, then black cuts. If black cuts and white ataris, black comes out, white comes out, and black comes again. Now what does white do? Well, if white ataris here, like this, black must not connect, black comes out, like this. If white takes, black plays here, white, black, and black collapses completely. Okay, let's look at another possible sequence from this position for white. If white comes out here, black simply comes here. And there is nothing now white can do to stop white killing these 3 stones. And again, white's position collapses because it means the stones on the outside are also alive. What happens if after coming out, instead of coming out, let's go back one more, and black plays here. If white ataris this way, black connects, and then white again dies because there's no way out for white. All of black stones have got 3 or more liberties and whites have got 2. So it's a complete and utter disaster. So what happens now? Well, what happens is that if white tries to wriggle, and we say the only wriggling move is after black comes out here to gain the extra liberty, is that if white tries to take here, black does not connect, black extends out, because if white now takes, black plays here, white, black, and everything dies. So let's just go back one more time and see how on earth we got to this place, because white was looking so good. It's at this point after this is descent, and the descent follows this move, and this is the move that needs to be punished, and it needs to be punished in a very positive way. It needs to be punished not by this sequence, because this is not a punishment sequence. This is actually falling in line with white's plans. This is what we've just seen. This means that white has got away with a complete error. This move is the error, and when your opponent plays this move, you descend. If your opponent doesn't know this Joseki, they're very likely to come here and then you cut, and the cut is the disaster. White has one last chance to redeem matters. Let's just take these triangles off for now. To play here, and black comes out, and then white goes, I've made a terrible mistake, I'm going to play here, black plays here, and then white goes back and fixes the shape, and black can do some kind of extension like this and get those points on the corner. Okay, that was it. I wanted to show you that, and it's such an important one because actually we see quite often this invasion, the 3-3 under the 4-4, and the 3-3 under the 4-4, black comes down, white comes down, and now black can hane. And we've talked about this before. Black can hane here because when white hanes, black has this switch choice. Black can either play this Joseki, like this, white, and black gets thick on the outside. And we've seen that before in one of my previous videos. Or, after this one, black can double hane and take the corner. So white ataris here, black connects. White ataris on the outside, black ataris inside, white takes a stone and black takes the corner. Again, we've seen that sequence. But this situation, this 3-3 under the 4-4 and this black, this hane is very different to the hane that we were discussing above here. And if we just go back to this sequence again, it's actually when our opponent plays this hane. This is the critical one. After that hane, black descends, white blocks, black cuts, white ataris in this direction, and black comes out. And if white persists on the inside, black simply cuts again, and white's position completely collapses. It's a disaster. And this will happen in your games. It's such an important sequence. Practice it, learn it, try it out on the go board, put those stones down, and convince yourself that after that cut, the 3 white stones here are absolutely dead. There is nothing they can do. And again, if you just need to play this out. If white plays here, then black can play here. White cut, black cut, and so on and so forth. There's no answer for white. White can't Atari here because of the death. So it's this move, and it's this move here. This is white being too greedy, white wanting everything, and that kind of greediness and go needs to be punished. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. Hope that was interesting. Please post, comment, like, subscribe below, all of that normal groovy stuff, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.